starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and we're going to be checking out on PulseChain and of course crypto for the week, what the week results been, where we're sitting at the moment, and of course for PulseChain, the 7th of July, Freedom Day, and of course the final day that the SEC can hassle the chain and hassle Richard Hart. So we're going to get into all that. It's going to be pretty awesome, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. So get into the chat there, folks, and tell me what things you are really enjoying at the moment, what you're looking at, and yeah, let's have a bit of fun today. That's for sure. We're also going to be talking about this Bitcoin all getting moved from a 2011 miner. Is that Richard Hart? Is this 300,000 Bitcoin? Is that what he was talking about? And you guys let us know in the chat there as well. All right. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it and check out on some of that Bitcoin drama in the house. So let's go to that first of all. So yeah, we got this Bitcoin drama here. Let me zoom in on this so you can sort of see it a bit bigger. And yeah, this is the stuff they're talking about. So I also have 300,000 Bitcoin, minted it for free in the contract. Of course, everyone remembers, everyone always remembers the video here where he was talking about that I minted 300,000 Bitcoin for free. And so yeah, we got lots of different opinions about that, which is pretty fun to see. And there's more of that coming out today. So yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. That'd be pretty interesting. So yeah, Nick Hellman said, could this be Richard Hart? PulseChain peeps, Hex peeps. And of course, Coinbase there on the 5th there. Coinbase director says 2011 era miner is moving Bitcoin. The wallet once held 200,000 Bitcoin, now $222 billion, making it a top 5 holder. So yeah, what do you guys think? We had more of that, of course. A dormant 14-year-old wallet holding 10,000 Bitcoin awakens worth 34,000 2011. So yeah, pretty crazy. So we'll see how that all unfolds. That'd be quite something if that happened to be Richard Hart. We know he was an early miner, but that's a lot of Bitcoin to mine. So let's see whether he had the move there to mine so much. So anyway, obviously he's been able to, there was a big over 300,000 Bitcoin, I think it was, that was claimed for the AA lobby. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Hey, we got Wookie in the house there. Good to see you. No drama here, super. Hey, good to see you, Wookie. No, but it is pretty exciting, isn't it? Pretty exciting to see whether this ever does. Imagine that. That'd be quite mind-boggling. All right, we could see, maybe some sort of that collateralization theory for a P-wrap Bitcoin over on PulseChain. That'd be a pretty interesting move there. All right, so that was stuff around that. So I thought we'd just go through that quickly as well. Now, the one thing I want to talk about, and maybe I'll talk about it up once we get to PulseChain, is the bridge again. Now, I haven't managed to update the data before the live stream, but we'll try and get it updated for tomorrow. It's been a pretty interesting narrative. But anyway, from yesterday, we've still got some pretty interesting data. But we're going to go through the whole markets and give a quick wrap up of that. So let's get into the market cap at the moment. So we're at 3.41 trillion. Remember, that's still very cheap. That's a very low market cap for crypto. 3.41 trillion. So we're down 3.2% at the moment on the representing 17,595 coins. Bitcoin was down slightly yesterday, back up a little bit today, 0.2% at $108,222. And of course up 0.8% for the week. Now, I got some new news, so we're going to talk about that regarding this. But the thing is, this holding well over 100K, so really does feel like we're just getting ready for that next big move, to 120, 130 sort of K mark. And you remember, once we get into the over 100,000 marks, we can start moving by 10, 20K in a day. I mean, this is the land we're going to be living in, right? Once you get into higher numbers, you move at bigger numbers. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. All right, so we've got Ethereum there at the moment, 0.3%, but 2,518. We XRP as well is down 0.1% at $2.22. BNB at number 5 is up 0.3% at $656. Solana is down 0.1%, $147. And Tron there is up 0.2% at 28.3 cents. Dogecoin is up 0.8% at 16.4 cents. And then we got a Slido there, number 10, and some honorable mentions there. Cardano at number 11, Hyperliquid there at number 13, PulseChain there at number 15, Bitcoin Cash number 16, Chainlink number 17, and of course 19, Avalanche there. So, those are our top 20. Now, one thing I want to say in particular about Bitcoin, as you guys know, that coming up in mid-July, we've got all this stuff happening. It's called Crypto Week. We've got stuff happening with the Genesis Act around stablecoins, and of course the Clarity Act around, custodial holdings and rights, but particularly the stablecoins. So we've seen Scott Bessent, the Secretary for Treasury, talk about a $2 trillion stablecoin plan. This is all into crypto, potentially back in US dollar, maybe the bond market, things like that. And this is massive. So this stuff is really huge, and so it's going to be. I mean, we're talking massive. I mean, talking about multiple trillions of stable coins potentiality there. So keep a lookout for that. What is the chain that is going to be supporting that? Well, it's Ethereum, right? It's Ethereum, and so that and Ethereum's still the one with more transactions on it as well. And so that's the one that we've been seeing buying by the Trump Foundation, Liberty Finance, and all the Liberty was it Liberty Foundation, I think it is, and all the rest of it. So that's the stuff that's Chain's going to be watching. So Ethereum is going to have its day in the sun, and it could be absolutely explosive. So just take note of that. That is a big mega theme there. And that's mid July. So we'll see that obviously ramp up, but that is part of the trigger. So pretty big deal. Now, yeah, that's kind of the main thing I want to talk about there. So moving to the weekly, we've got Bitcoin is up 0.8%, Ethereum up 3.1%, XRP up 1.4%, BNB up 1.1%. Interestingly enough, Solana down 2.2%. We got Tron there down up 3.2%. Doge is pretty flat, and then of course that is our top 10. So the best performer over the last week has been just niching out. So Tron up 3.2%, just etching out Ethereum there at 3.1%. But like I say, Ethereum is the chain that's probably going to get a lot of the love with the stablecoin. That stablecoin mega theme is going to be huge for Ethereum. So if you're worried about too much about Ethereum, it's going to be absolutely huge for Ethereum. I cannot say that enough. And remember the magic carpet ride sitting in Ethereum. And Richard will be all over that Genesis Act and all the potential trillions of dollars of stablecoins that's going to come into the market. So it's this magic carpet ride might be a mega monster carpet ride. So let's see where it all leads, but it's going to be absolutely exciting where that could go. Brennan said, "Wow, if that's Richard Hart's wallet, mind blowing. Yeah, that'd be crazy, right? Crazy 2011. So yeah." We might have to go back and just refresh ourselves on some of the videos talking about his mining. Remember, he rode the market up to $30 and all the way back down. Was it 30 cents or something? The old narrative. So yeah, might have to go do some refreshers. But that is pretty crazy. So yeah, we got mega theme. So like I say, I've just dropped a couple of cool things there around the stable coins, around the magic carpet ride. And so yeah, Richard will be well aware of all this. And he's on to that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Gonna be pretty exciting. Yes, woohoo! All right, so that is some of the cool stuff there. Let's have a look at the best performers in the top 100. We can see that Bonkcoin. So we had meme coins kind of dominating in the top 100. Haven't we had the last couple of days in particular? We got Bonkcoin up 28.7% for the week. Pudgy Penguins up 14.3%, and Fartcoin there up 6.9%. But we have seen some moves in some of the second layer blockchains like Arbitrum. We have seen obviously moves in some of the more advanced markets like Hyperliquid, and of course some of the AI coins as well. So that's kind of pretty cool. Top gainers today, we've got Thara, Access Protocol, and Startup. These are top ones moving in the top 1,000. We're going to have a quick look at Thara. That's up 53%. We're going to do a quick read. That's sitting at number 609. Let's see what it says. Only been around for a couple of days, the 1st of July, and it's pretty much up there. Let's have a quick look here. It's on Ethereum. It's a Thara Finance. It looks like a DeFi project. The first RWA collateralized stablecoin backed by an AI-driven RWA hedge fund. So there we are, tokenized and diversified multi-asset funds to power RWA-backed stablecoin. So that might do quite well. It's worth probably checking it out in any case. And yeah, so kind of cool. So that is some of the stuff there. what else are we going to say about it? So sitting at $63 million market cap, 609, worth checking out to see whether that's going to actually be a big mover. But at the moment, it's just launched, so interesting stuff there. Definitely one to check out, I would say. Access Protocol up 32%. So look at this one. It's sitting at number 630, pretty close to the other one, and it's been around for a lot longer though, since July last year. And what else has it got? Let's see here. It's on Solana chain. Let's have a quick look at the website. Unlock a world of content, reward your favorite creators. That's pretty cool. So I kind of like that idea. We've got a nice little planet moving around. Active creators, 288 subscribers, 353,000. Not bad. So that's kind of we've seen Love.io on PulseChain is kind of a little bit in this area, isn't it? So quite a lot in this area. So yeah, interesting little protocol there. And that is what else is on the website? Cool little website on Solana. Yeah, it's nice to see more than just meme coins on Solana, isn't it? So it's kind of cool. You got the old hub over here. Let's go look at the hub. Discover, publish, kind of cool. I might check that out a bit more later on. That's kind of interesting. Got a lot of artists there. We've got a lot of emerging artists on PulseChain, right? We've got Degener and many others out there. We've got a lot of DJs on PulseChain, at least 3 DJs running, doing the mix. So yeah, we've got a few people out there and quite a few NFT artists as well. All right, so kind of cool. That is what do we call that? That was Access Protocol. There we go, number 630. And finally, we got Startup here in the top 1,000. It's also top gainer. That is number 758, so it's a bit higher up. It's been around not too long, May the 15th. So what's that, month and a half? And let's see here. Let's see where it is. It's on Solana as well. It doesn't seem to have a website, but it does have a Twitter. But that is ticking away there. Startup there. Yeah, it must be. Maybe it's just a token launcher. Let's have a look at. Should we go to X and have a look? And this is our final wrap up on this one. I'm not sure what that's saying. Okay, it hasn't gone anywhere, so I don't know what's happening there. But anyway, that was the 3 top gainers at the moment in the top 1,000. At the moment, what was trending? We got Bonk trending, Solana, and Uniswap trending. Interesting enough, so Bitcoin has fallen off that, which had been on there for a couple of days, and that's where we are at the moment. All right, so that's our market cap, 3.4 trillion, down 3.2%, but Bitcoin holdings very strong, over 100K at 108K. Probably getting ready for the big move. And of course, the big alpha bombs there today. Ethereum there with the Stablecoin Act, the Genesis, and the Clarity Act there. We could see up to $2 trillion from Scott Bessent talking about that back in US dollar and bond market and things like that. So there's going to be lots of stuff there. We'll probably pick up on that theme. And of course, the Magic Cup Ride is sitting with Ethereum as the 3rd biggest holder in the strategic ETH reserve. So this could be not just a Magic Cup ride, but a mega monster mega it could be pretty big. We'll see how that plays. So not bad at all. All right, that's going to lead us into PulseChain. We might go back to the smaller screen for that. So let's go back to there. We got Brennan says maybe a big event for July the 7th coming. Maybe, Brennan. Maybe that's a very good observation. And we've got that on today's video, 7th July Freedom Day. I don't know what to call it, but I thought Freedom Day is quite good. I was going to say Moon Day or Pump Day, and I was just like, well, we'll leave that for Richard to decide, right? Richard might decide whether he's going to do something like that. What do you reckon, Richard?
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green
I'm calling
candle
you,
at any
Richard.
moment
Hello?
because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.
Yeah, so could be pretty cool. Now we do know Richard's talked about making money a clever way, and of course lending protocols pretty good for that, right? Using collateral. So yeah, it might be something like that, the asset side of the playbook, which is the same sort of thing that Trump will be doing, right? So yeah, it's in the same sort of category there. We've got Larry O in the house there. Yo, P-Dye. Yeah, P-Dye's definitely been smashing it out of the park. If you'd been in our strategy club, you would have picked up P-Dye at the bottom. So, yeah, pretty exciting times. Nice one there, Larry. Brendan in the house there. Richard said Nick Minute. Yeah, Nick Minute. We got Magic God Mode Candle. Yeah, so pretty exciting. Yeah, if you guys haven't joined our strategy club, links in the video description. We've seen it all on PulseChain, been there at virtually, I think, every moment over the last 700 and was it 30 days? I can't remember now. Was it 785 days? Yeah, 785. It's sitting right in front of me on the screen. 785 days. So pretty crazy. Join up today. Only $35 a month. Fantastic value. Get in there, folks. All right. What else? We got the Pulse price at the moment. Quadruple 0246 and down 1.6%. So pretty lazy. We did have a big whale go, but that whale that's been selling us down. Now there's I've seen different theories of who that whale is. But they sent another basically $930,000 worth of Pulse over the bridge yesterday to PulseChain. They typically sell it down within the 24-hour period after that. I haven't checked that. Like I say, I haven't checked all that stuff, unfortunately. Normally I do, but it's just the way it goes this time. And yeah, so that happened. But of course, that's dumping on the Ethereum side. Aren't they a nice little whale? Obviously, there's slippers issues and things like that, take into account PulseChain stuff, but isn't that nice to go and do it over on Ethereum? So get that Ethereum. And what are they doing, right? What are they doing? So they've been sitting a lot of ETH. I think they had stable coins as well. But yeah, haven't done full deep dive. I just had a little look the other day. And they definitely had a lot of ETH, sitting like a couple $1 million ETH there after selling down. They've been over many days. Apparently, they've still got about $1.1 million left. So if that is accurate, that information, then that's that they're almost done from that point of view. But you know, how many wallets do they have and that sort of stuff, right? That's pretty big, damn well. You know, some people say it's Richard Hart, some people say it's another guy from Signum or something, some other protocol. Can't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? And of course, we've got PulseX out there, quadruple 0178. So nice to see PulseX taking a little bit of a breather after the PulseX whale was selling down, right? So we've got up 2.29%. And PulseX is a very good play. In fact, we're at 0.7 Pulse and now at 0.73. So that mega uptrend still intact despite the whale. We got 7.34% of the PulseX has been bought up and burned. So PulseX looking very robust indeed. Now, Incentive Token, of course, has been the big price mover. It's been up and down in big ranges, but at the moment it's sitting at $1.44, down 2%, and that is looking pretty tidy. And of course, Hex at the moment, 5,500th of a penny, up 2.6%. EHEX at 1,700th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX is at 7,200th of a penny. And of course, Hex there, just giving you more chances to pick up large volumes because we're pretty bullish about where Hex is going to go. And of course, excited about what things might be in store for us on the 7th of July, which is Freedom Day, right? That is the last day, the final day. The SEC has a chance to do any appeal or something, bring something new to the table. We are obviously expecting that a very low chance of that. I don't know, 1%. I don't know. You decide. But you know, the Trump administration has taken a very different view of the digital space, and that case was probably as weak as they could get. That's why they was so easy to defeat. I mean, Richard had to get the big lawyers out, but yeah, it really was a silly case, and you know, so it was defeated. So yeah, we shall see what happens here on Monday the 7th, but that's pretty much the last day, so we're looking forward to that. All right, so let's see. That is where we are now. Let's go quickly check the gas prices. We got the gas prices at 1.1 million beats, and we're sitting at 1 cent for a PulseX swap, so pretty normal what we've seen recently. Validators, 50,672, so a nice little jump there. I think we're up about almost 200 validators today, so that's a nice little jump in validators. And of course, you can see the yield, they're earning around about 10%, but if you can take some of the more exotic products, you can apparently get up to like 20% on ValidX or something like that. I haven't seen it lately, but there's other products out there that to do validating. I think was there probably 4 or 5 of them now, maybe out there. Let's have a look at the bridge, which is kind of where we've been, you know, just spending a lot of time on. We're at 83.368 million, so we're actually up a little bit from yesterday. I think we're up about 150k. I think we're at 83.2 yesterday, so we're up about 150k there, which is not too bad. Not too bad. As you guys know, I've got a snapshot from the 3rd, which we took, and we're probably using that all week. It's about like a come back again on the Las Vegas show, but we're at 81.6 million. But the stuff that we're really interested in is how much stablecoin and ETH and stuff we've got coming over, right? So we're at 17.6 million DAI, and that was on the 3rd. So we're about 3 days later, right? 3-4 days later, and we're now at 18.3. So we're up, you know, we're up about 700,000, just under 700,000. Ethereum at the moment was 6,745. So we're up about 260 ETH on the Ethereum side, which is kind of nice. Thanks for the whale for dumping on the Ethereum side, not on this side. All right. We got the USDC. It was at 14.2, 14 and a quarter. We're at 14.3, so we're only up about 50K on the USDC. So there we go. But it's good to see that positive move. USD Tether is down slightly, so it's down about 35,000. And Coast is pretty much. Oh, Coast is up. Coast is up. Coast is up. Oh my gosh! So another 200 grand has gone up in Coast. So it's got to be the same player, right? It's got to be the same player. 200,000 increase in Coast. We've seen the Coast go up by 200,000 more times than not, and it's now at 10.4 million. So it's gone up by another 200K. I wonder who that is. I haven't done any analysis on that. Let me know in the chat there if you guys know what's going on there with those 200K jumps. But we just had this is the first jump we've seen for a while. So 10.4 million. Nice. So kind of cool. And Bitcoin's pretty much the same, 27. That is pretty much it. So kind of cool. What else? We're going to go to the bridge. So I did the start. It's 12 hours old. So I haven't done the last 12 hours. So that's why. But it's heading in the right direction, right? Look at that. Look at that. Woo! That's exactly what we wanted to see. Exactly what we want to see. I don't know what it looks like at the moment, whether it's flattened out or whether it's continued on. But that is really, really exciting. So, yeah, that is pretty cool. I've got to add the last 12 hours in, like I say, but maybe 13 hours. But that was what it was, that 12, 13 hours ago. And yeah, it was heading in the right direction. Look at that. No more of these big red candles, right? No, the big red candles. We're getting a lot of good green candles too. And look at that. We're getting that capital reversal. In other words, the money that went out during this period got down to about $4.7 million negative, which is not great. And of course, then we were started heading back. So we almost got back to 2 million. So I'm not sure what it is now, but I'll give you an update tomorrow when we do another update, right? So that kind of be pretty cool. So yeah, heading in the right direction. That's good news. And what will this week behold for us, right? Because we've got some good news this week. We got Matt and Barley in the house. That starts off the good news. Hey, good to see you, Matt. Hello, Superman. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, so that is the bridge at the moment. So good news, guys. Good news. Now we're going to jump over to the volume. So yesterday we're doing about 28.8 million. Today we're doing 19. And of course, it's a pretty lazy weekend, right? Tomorrow is Monday for me. But it's Sunday for the US, and we know typically the US the Sunday is pretty either flat or down for the market. So we'll see how we get on. But maybe we'll get some excitement on PulseChain leading in for the 7th, the following day on Monday US time. So that'd be pretty cool on the 7th with good old Freedom Day, the last day for the SEC to do any sort of upsettings. But obviously we're expecting that to be a very low chance. Now, the big moves at the moment is Teddy Bear from James Maria. It's up 10%, so it's kind of the leader here. This is on 24-hour trending on Dick Screener. We got Miami, Pulse Miami, been around for probably almost as long with Teddy Bear, up 8%. We got RSI oversold up 7.7%. At number 7, number 8 is Trump, up 7%. And that's been doing well quite the last couple of days, right? On the back of, I guess, Trump's, big, one big beautiful bill, the OBBB. Brendan says, "Hey Matt, how's good the Raiders this year?" you rugby league guys, you guys as we would say. So yeah, we got OG WebChef at number 9, up 6.5%, and Uptoken, which is on the back of Pulse, is up 6% as well. So those are our top 10 pairings. Obviously, Teddy Bear dominating them. 11, we got Doubt Token up 5.6%. PDC's got their DIE pair up 3.9%, and of course Hex sitting in the mix up 3%. Pump tires there up 3% as well. So yeah, let's see what happens to the Richard Hart cause as we lead in to Monday, right? Monday the 7th there. It's got another 24, 48 hours to go. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to the Richard Hart cause. We're going to get a counterintuitive move for a lazy Sunday and get a little rally on the old Richard Hart cause, right? We're getting little early signs at the moment. Let's see if this continues on. It'll be pretty exciting. Beast Token there, number 20, up 3%. So OG WebChef as well. It's down at 29 cents, can you believe it? So there it is. We got ALGO at number 22, up to almost 3%. It's on the back of Hex, right? And then Your Mum, up 2.5%, had the big burn on that. Then number 29, we've got SolidX. This is the pump tires version. So the green one is the pump tires version. I think it's the yellow one is the OG one. It's the one you want if you want to get the buy and burn benefits. But that is up 2%. Most wanted pump tires up 2%. BBC, the incentive token from 9-inch exchange, that's up 1.7% there. We got Cord, Knights of the Origin. I think there's a pump tires as well, up 1.4%. Gophers there, the first 404 experimental contract on PulseChain from Dick Capture at 1.3%. At number 37, Moonex up 1.3% as well. Been around for only a month, and so has Fitzgerald, been around for 4 months there at 1.2%. PXY Index up 1% there as well, been around for 5 months. And then we got BFF Investor there, OG Web Chef 1.15% there. So we've got a few little greenies there, but nothing much, right? There's nothing much really happening here. We're going to go check in on a Pulse coin list though, just to see how that's going. And then we got 43 up 0.5%, and then SolidX OG. This is the one you want, right? This was actually a real discount yesterday. This thing here is probably going to fly soon, right? The old SolidX, because we're waiting for Firewhale, one of the two big whales, to launch 4 products. And of course, he'll be looking at the market sentiment, but it probably is getting very close this July because we're expecting a lot of good news. So yeah, it could be pretty exciting there. Good old Treasury bill there is slightly up, and 9-inch along with their BBC token. The third biggest DEX is also slightly up there. And then I guess UFO just makes it green. That's kind of where we are at the moment. Yeah, but looks like we've got a bit of SolidX movement as well going at the moment. And of course, SolidX is paired with all the Richard Hart core coins. So if they're moving up as well, that's going to help SolidX too, all things equal with the ratio, right? So exciting times. Then we've got a lot of other coins all slightly out of the money at the moment, all the way down. So yeah, that's kind of where we are there. We had no buy and burn coming from the corporate over the weekend, so obviously they're out having lunch and dinner. No one there to push the buy and burn button. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Teddy Takeover down here at the moment, down 2%. Not much happening there. Love.io was leading the other day. Not much happening there, down 1.8%, but not too much. You know, what's the worst one? Top 100. We're looking around 15% down. So we've got some of the OG web chefs here people taking a bit of profit on these at the moment down here. So we've got Remember, Gas Money, Dominance, Missor, all out of the money, about 10% or more. And then we've got a few of the pump tires. We've got actually pump tire die is down 10% today at 0004. So that's interesting. So let's go have a look at Pulse Coin List, shall we? And have Pulse Coin List and have a look at the PDI. So PDI is still up 58% for the week. So pretty fantastic, pretty flat at the moment. So actually holding up really well. And this is cool. If it can hold this and just cool off the RSI, that'd be very nice indeed. So sitting at just under 5700th of a penny. So that's looking very, very good. All right, so let's quickly do the whole screen here, and let's go bring up the RSI on this thing. Oh, we've got the RSI already. It's very hot on the RSI, right? So you can see that. Look at that, sitting at 85, so very hot indeed. But we know on the weekly, it's got a lot of room to move, right? So on the weekly, it's only down. Look at us, 52. So yeah, if it can just sort of chill around here, yeah, so far. So let's see how that goes. That is, sorry, I was going to go to the 4 hourly. Let me just flitch over the 4 hourly. So that's the long time frame, looking pretty good. The 4 hourly is cooling off. So they're cooling off here. So we may see this keep moving, slowly try to inch higher, and that daily RSI could stay a little bit hot for a little while. I'm expecting it to dip down a little bit, right? Dip down a bit before it goes. Maybe even come back and test the 70 before it goes back up there. But yeah, the 4 hourly's definitely got room to move a little bit more. So we'll see how it goes. We are coming into that lazy Sunday though. So let's see what happens. It might stay around 60 maybe. Let's see. Or it might start zigzagging down a bit. Certainly is flat leveling off here a bit, right? Looks a little bit rounding off, although we had a little bit of that here. But this does look a little bit more rounding off, so maybe it's going to face a bit of resistance here. We shall see. That looks like I would say more probable than not at this stage. All right, let's jump away to the Wrap Bitcoin, which is the other big one, right? So $767. Woohoo! Now, Rack and Rochelle was talking about Wrap Bitcoin, so it was pretty nice. He did a nice little article on that, and of course, he was saying just hold 1p Wrap Bitcoin. Right, because there's not that many of them, right? There's 128,000 was it? We looked at it the other day, and so yeah, I mean, just one of those. And imagine if Richard was the person with 300,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, we had that amount on the AA lobby claim. Then yeah, imagine that we could imagine this getting back 1-for-1 in some form without being sold down. That would be pretty neat. So yeah, at the moment, $760. That'd be incredible, right? Matt says Pulse Wrap Bitcoin. I know to let's go. 1 now, 2 let's go. I'm not quite following that, but bullish anyway. Bullish. When in doubt, bullish. We got Sean O'Malley in the house there. Big shout out. Morning all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. And of course, a lot of you are probably coming off the back of 4th of July party. Some of you probably got hangovers or something. I saw some good videos out there, sitting out with the families and having barbecues and things like that. That was pretty good. I'm not sure what the weather's like over there. Is it summer? It's still summer, yeah. But pretty cool. So good to see Sean. I think you're in Australia, aren't you, Sean? I can't remember now. But anyway, we're at $762 on the old Bitcoin. Yeah, so Reckon Michelle Matt says it's your number 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, Pulse Wrap Bitcoin, yeah. So yeah, this is looking very good. We're at 58 on the RSI, so a little bit hotter than PDI. But there's only so many of this. There's only so many of this. So yeah, it could be a big mega negative. Now we've felt bullish about this since the beginning of PulseChain, right? So Wrap Bitcoin just seemed like one of the logical forks that could do very well given the limited supply and if the chain did well, right? So that is kind of cool. Now obviously there's wild cards out there about Richard Hart and his Bitcoin and any protocol that helps to use Bitcoin for lending as collateral, maybe Better Bank or anything else. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. And yeah, so $764. Recent low was down at $121, so that would have been a nice little pickup there. And that was pretty close to the long-term average. If you look at here, these are weekly candles, by the way, not daily. So yeah, the last 2 weeks been boom, 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 machum, machum, chum. Look at that. So that's not bad. So pretty cool on the Wrap Bitcoin, and the narrative may very well build on this one. So the daily is hot. The RSI is hot on the daily. So just note that the RSI is up here at 78, but yeah, so we saw it's only about 56 on the weekly. Looking at the 4-hourly to get a little bit announced there, it is shaving, just pulling back a little bit here and chilling out just a little bit like PDI. So we'll probably maybe just retrace a little bit, but may very well just keep going up there. We shall see. All right. So that is Wrap Bitcoin. What else have we got going though? So those are looking pretty good. Yeah. So they used to say, just get 1 Bitcoin and that's all you'll need. And now they say only get 0.1 Bitcoin, right? That's kind of the narrative. 0.1 Bitcoin. And of course then it will be, only 0.01 Bitcoin, right? That's the play. But yeah, pretty exciting. And maybe only just get 1 P Wrap Bitcoin, right? That's the old thing there. All right. Let's see what else is going on with some of these forks. Obviously USDC. We've got forks for that, right? So let's scroll down and look for those. Let's scroll down through here. Now, anything that's kind of paired to these should probably generally be doing well also. We've got USD Tether there at 0.3 cents as well. So that's doing pretty well, one of the forks. And USDC up here also at the same price. In fact, USD Tethers was slightly behind USDC, but now they're pretty much the same. And they're pretty much flat in price as well, with pretty similar increases over the last week of 44%. So that is USDC, USD Tether there. And what else? Let's have a look. Let's see here. We got scrolling down there. I was thinking about something else. And it was like paused. Video pause is brain freeze. Let's scroll down a bit further down here. Yeah, so we're getting good news around Tetra. So Tetra, of course, is about to launch. They're very close to launching. The price is up 31% for the week, 90% today. So this could be pretty exciting. So yeah, that is definitely getting pretty close. I'm not sure whether there's an update on that. I'll go check quickly while we're online live here. But Tetra, there, obviously been waiting some time, but Stu's been working hard, waiting some time for that. So let's have a look and see whether I can find a Tetra update here. We've had lots of activity there. Let me see. I'm only looking for the Stu one. I already gave the update when it came out, hot off the press, because I happened to be just in the Tetra thing just when the news came out. Isn't that cool? I love that. It's great when you're doing live streams and you get the info just when it comes out. It's pretty cool. So we'll scroll down here. But Tetra is getting very close to launch. This is going to unleash a whole wave of new DeFi on PulseChain, not only for the average user like you and I, but also for the developers and the dev teams. So this could be pretty exciting. Sean says, yeah, Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. So I thought I better circle back on that. That's what I thought. We got Marco in the house there. How about the Trapper, baby? Yeah, Trapper's been absolutely doing very well. Yeah, we've been covering it every day, Marco. Brenda's in the house there. Sean, not quite the chant. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, oi, is it oi, oi, oi? Yeah, Aussie, oi, 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 Aussie, oi, 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 Aussie, oi, Aussie, oi, Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Now New Zealand has their own version of that, and I can't remember what it is, even though I'm a Kiwi. It's a long time ago since we sang it at camps. We used to sing it at camps, but we used to sing the Australian one and the Kiwi one. That was kind of part of the fun of it. I was trying to remember the Kiwi one now. No, mate, we got Wookie in the house. He's a Kiwi as well. But let's see what he says. We're the last of our people. We're the last of our people. All right, so let's have a look. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, that's right, Brennan. You're not. All right. See, Brennan's a generation behind us, and even he knows. Wookie says, I have no idea. Yeah. It's probably too long ago since we were like at camps. That's probably the reason. Yeah. All right. So Tetra's coming out. There's no particular update in the thread here, but let me just jump up to the top here. But the Stu said that this is what day was this? This was on the 30th, so this is 6 days ago. He said application skinning started on Friday last week, and once we complete, we will launch. So I'm not sure how long that takes because really it's the front end of it. So I'm not sure. I would have thought that might take 24 hours at max or 2 hours or something, but maybe it takes a lot longer than that. I don't know. But that is getting pretty close for launch. So that was about 6 days ago. And what are we seeing with the price? So look there, the price is starting to rally now. So has someone got some insider news? What do you guys reckon? Is that why the chart started to pump? Look, all this volume coming here. It's small volume, relatively speaking, but someone's taking a punt on this. It's crypto, man. It's crypto. So people, inside information, that's pretty normal, dude. Pretty normal. Okay, chill. All right, so that is the chart's picking up a little bit there on the old Tetra. It's been down a bit, but that might continue to rally, right? Might continue to rally because the RSI's got to be really low. Let's have a look at the RSI on the old Tetra. Remember, Tetra's launching first, then within maybe a couple of days, maybe up to a week possibly. It was 2 days, but let's add a week. Then Signum Oracle's launching. Of course, we're super excited for that too. Both of these are two heavyweight protocols on PulseChain, and Signum Oracle will be our second Oracle with a little bit different features, I think, a little bit operating differently from Fetch Oracle, which is what Liquid Loans launched, right? And we know that PUSD ALGO from Jacob, his flagship protocol, DeFi lending, is going to require that. So there we go. That is the chart. So we're still, we're down at 58. So, it's still got plenty of room to move. The weekly, it's got to be really low. Weekly there all the way down at 45. So, we'll keep looking out for this with the old Tetra. It's going to unleash DeFi for the people, the democratization of smart contracts. And this is one of the things, I think. All right. Let's see. All right. So that is pretty much that on Tetra. That's coming up. So big news there. That was originally going to be Web3, but now it's going to be downloadable, right? So you'll be able to interact with smart contracts like a boss, set up your own limit orders and all sorts of stuff. So I think a lot of people will get into that. Certainly a good niche of the market. What else? We were looking at further down. So we've got the sidetrack by Tetra. Where did we go up to Tetra? We actually got one here. We've got Compound CDI. So there's all these derivative tokens, right? So we've got CDI. That's down 7% at the moment. It's got a lot of zeros, but that is down at the moment. That had been moving a little bit. What else here we got going? Let's jump through some of these. Scrolling down. We're in the top 70 now. Yeah, we talked about Tetra, so that's where I got up to. Pax Dollar's been doing very well this week, 42%. USDP. Rocket Pool, so the ETH there has been doing very well. That's up 61%. Now, of course, that's one of the biggest TVLs or on Ethereum, and so Rocket Pool, the ETH, been doing pretty well, up 61%, $3.58. What else? A die hard, which is you get P die that's been up pretty well, 47% as well. Let's see, their compound up 35%, and of course, the big theory around compound is around the compound governors being able to mint a whole ton of trillions of PDI and then collateralize that without stumping the market. And so that's been pretty popular. So that is the main coin, of course, compound. What else we got going on there? That's pretty much it. Obviously, we've got lots of other tokens in there, but that has been what's been happening over the last week on the chain. So, obviously, PDI did spectacularly. Around Bitcoin's been doing extremely well, and some of the other fork coins also on the back of that have been on the move. Now, many people, of course, it's just a speculative play. Some people have different positions. Rack Michelle's position, Richard Hart, all those sort of people. But the chart speaks for itself. The other thing, of course, is we've got so much cool things launching, coming up, which I think is pretty exciting. Like Better Bank may help PDI a lot. It's also going to be taking in Pulse and PulseX. That probably adds a lot of kudos to that too. That's a modified Aave fork. So we're hopefully going to have Nikki on here to do an interview. We'll see how that goes. What else? What else? We got NJ and House there. P Hex 212 $1. Yeah. Well, that's right. Well, Hex is going to do very well indeed. So I'm not too worried about Hex. It's just a further accumulation. We're seeing a little bit of move in the RH coins, maybe for the 7th, which is coming up. So the final day, as it were, final day for the SEC to do something, right? Let me know in the chat there what else things you guys have been looking at. But that is pretty much it on the PulseChain coverage. I was just going to have a quick look to see whether I had. Let me just quickly see whether I had something else that I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, Pulse Wallet now has hyperliquid trading in the Pulse Wallet. If you guys don't know that, so that's kind of neat. Do margin trading there if you're into margin trading, which is kind of cool. I thought that was a neat little thing that overlooked by a lot of people, but that is pretty fun, pretty cool. So that is that. Let's see what else we got here. I think that was it really. So the big news. So we got on Monday, we got the last day for the SEC. Then in 2 weeks' time, of course, from now, we've got the Bitcoin and crypto market structure bills coming up as well. So trillions of dollars is incoming from that. So it's a big deal. I cannot understate that. So that's something we mentioned at the beginning. So that's going to benefit Ethereum. Ethereum's really the chain for the stable coins there. Man, we could see that's why we're probably getting a lot of institutional buying into the Ethereum slowly creeping in. And so that's good that the Magic Heart Ride money's in ETH, right? So it's things could really turn around so dramatically on the PulseChain. All of a sudden, it's going to be pretty crazy. And a lot of that could be through collateral asset side pushing, right, backing, which seems is the logical place, rather than just spending money on the chain and pumping it up and having whales sell it down, that sort of thing. So it could be pretty exciting. Sean says been scooping up PulseX at these stupid prices. They are stupid prices. Nice one, this. Well, thank the whale, Sean. Thank the whale. Thank the whale for the discounts. All right, because obviously that had been pumping pretty well. In fact, I don't want to quite leave. Let's quickly go. See. Well, hopefully I've got the chart up here, but we're going to have a look at the PulseX price. I haven't even got it up here, so let me just pull that up. Let's have a look at PulseX price, because I want to look at the ratio to Pulse. I don't know if this chart's got all my details on it, but we're going to have a look. So let's go full screen on this. Is this the... That's right, I want to get the ratio, don't I? Yeah, this is the one. So let's pull this up. So let's go back to full screen here. And this is the PulseX to Pulse ratio. And we had the big whale come in, right? So the big whale's impacted this whole chart, right? And doing the selling. And so here we are. We were really high. Like we had a light. So I guess there was a premium in there above the long term. We actually pierced through it, but we have closed above it, and it's always the close that matters. Brennan, you're in the house, so Brennan's our TA guru. You let us know what you think about the PulseX price here. There's the ratio to Pulse, and we're currently sitting at 72, right? We'd almost, we'd been over 1 actually back here in February, the 24th week. We got up to 1.03. So where PulseX was worth more than Pulse. So this trend's still intact at the moment. So yeah, we'll keep a lookout for that. And obviously needs an important bounce here. Obviously, breaking that long-term trend would probably could be considered, a weakness. So, but at the buy and burn, was it now at 7.34%? And we've got the big news on Monday, and good news all July. Yeah, looking forward to PulseX to continue to appreciate. PulseX is deflationary, right? Whereas Pulse is slightly inflationary with the EIP 1559. It's got a little burn there as a net. Still has net inflation from validator rewards, less the burning. So it's still slightly inflationary. But PulseX is not. It's deflationary, right? So the supply is only going down, down, down. Now we always assume, obviously, the Origin wallet, Sacrifice wallet holdings never moved, right? So it's just the public stuff that matters. The only thing that would be reasonable to accept those to move is if you were going to collateralize something, some sort of asset backing. That's probably the only thing. Goodbye with that trend line, says Brennan. yeah. Nice fun, Super. I appreciate that. All right, so that is the long-term one there. So far so good at 72. So yeah, probably a good little pickup zone right now on this one. Now you can't get RSIs on the ratios, but this is the chart here with PulseX and the US dollar price, right? So it's looking pretty good even from a US dollar point of view. Nice little pickup there, and I know you guys like it. You like it when I draw circles, so let's draw a little circle there. So nice little buy there. See, circle makes it so much more interesting, doesn't it? The chart is alive with the sound of circles. All right, he's wiring up some backup power for his fridge. You're talking about that fridge. That fridge uses a whole dedicated 400 megawatt power station. That's for Brennan's fridge. That's how big his fridge is. It requires a 400 dedicated megawatt. It's powered by clean, beautiful coal. It's powered by clean, beautiful coal. Is old Britain's fridge. The PDI price is powering Wookiee. Oh, I see. Okay, nice one there. All right, so that is pretty much it on the old PulseX. Not bad. But let's move away. I just want to quickly talk about. So this is the stuff about the house, right? This is the video here. You can't hear it, but this is the stuff about the here, and this is happening. This is going to be trillions of dollars coming in. Like I say, Ethereum's going to be a principal beneficiary. Tron 2 might actually benefit quite a bit, but I think this is the Ethereum's going to be the main one there. And this is underpriced dramatically. We're talking about massive gains. All right, so that is coming up. But I just quickly want to talk about Titanix. So obviously Titanix there, just chilling out there. We've got Titanix sitting at 10.0566. So we're going to have a quick look at Titanix on Ethereum chain, right? So on Ethereum chain. This is Jake Sharp, of course, the founder of this. And let's have a look here. We're going to go jump over to, I guess, the weekly. Let's go to the weekly, because it's been around for a while. I'm going to log this chart. Bam. And there it is. We're at 6 zeros, 11.43 was the low. So we've been that low twice. We're now off the low. So 6 zeros, 11. We're only slightly above, though. 6 zeros, 1400. And so we're all still waiting for kind of a wave 3. Now we didn't really have that continuation to wave 3. So we're still trying to find that. So is this the bottom? That's, I guess, the question. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll do it. I know you guys keep asking about it, but let's put a rectangle this time. Let's put a rectangle. Put a rectangle on here. And it goes. I know you guys like bright colors. So we're gonna do yellow. I like yellow. Actually, yellow looks really good on chat. But you got yellow. So this is the bottom. This is the bottom. So therefore, if it's the bottom, you buy bottoms, right? Buy bottoms and set up. But how long do you have to hold this, right? That's the question. Are you better off holding something else? That's the thing, right? Let's have a look at the ETH ratio, which is the more important one, right? Just like we look at PulseChain. And we can see the ETH ratio is even longer down the bottom here. This is on the daily, by the way, not weekly. The other one was a weekly chart. But let's go to the weekly just to make it apples for apples. And we have to log that too. Bam! All right. I should get a sound effect like bam. Make it loud. All right. So we're coming off the bottom here. 10 zeros for 4,800. Let's just round it. 10 zeros, 4,800. We're now at 10 zeros, 5,600. So we're slightly off the bottom. But of course, there's a lot of money to be made if you get this right? If you get the pickup, obviously, if you're going to make money somewhere else, then you're making more money, and then you can dive that into here. But there's nice gains to be had here. There's a 10x, 11x in it, maybe 12x even in it if it gets back to the previous high. Now, obviously, it's sitting on all that ETH at the moment, so it will also be a beneficiary. Everything pumps. Does have a little issue with the bots on the V1, but that is where we are at the moment. So let's go have a quick look at the amount of support there. So liquid Titanx is 70 trillion. The circulating is 98, but 70 is what we're looking at here, and it's just sitting at $9.9 million. So that's how much is sitting in liquid supply. But how much is the buy and burn? Right, the buy and burn, if that was 9 million, is sitting at 11.2 million. So it's over collateralized, and it's got a buy and burn. There's a little issue around the bots with this, but there's 4,452 ETH. Now, obviously, if ETH triples in value, let's say it goes to 10,000, that's a 4 times higher. This will suddenly become $45 million, right? So $45 million is what this would be sitting in here, and pretty massive, right? So what else are we going to say about that? Also, there's a staker payout, right? So there's a staker payout, which is controlled by mostly DragonX and Helios and other people in here, and that is payout at the moment. Oh, which one? I've got the wrong one here. Payouts. I went to stakes. Payout at the moment is got $2.8 million of Ethereum in there. So there's 1,100 ETH in there. So if that 10x, that's what's that? Another 10 million. So you're looking at $55 million in there. This is coming out, in less than a third of a year, 70% the way through. So it's ticking away through there. So that is still sitting on quite a bit, and of course that is going to be pretty interesting. So there's another life in it yet. Also, Jake Shah apparently is working on a big protocol that's not going to be a new token, but using up X28. So X28 is the omni-chain version of Titanx. You have to swap Titanx into X28 to get that. And so it's going to be using that. So it's going to be interesting and get that whole cycle mechanism going, I guess. Shogun, of course, underperformed. So obviously people are going to have to wait for Shogun to do some magic. And then we got Hydra. It's got sitting on with a nice buy and burn. And so is DragonX, right? So, and also Helios got a nice little buy and burn in there too. So all of them will move when Ethereum starts moving, right? They all get re-rated. But we just don't know when Jake's going to pull the levers, right? Real DeFi when the founders are required to pump the chain. Don't you love real DeFi? Anyway, so we see that all the time, though, right? We see that all the time. It doesn't matter where you are. So what else do we got? Inferno and Vault. We're looking forward to good stuff from them. Morpheus, we're looking good stuff from Brandon. We're probably going to see quite a few cool things there. I think we're going to be seeing a big more burning going on from Switch. I think Switch was the tease. If I'm interpreting, his. If I'm interpreting Brandon's post there, we could see a lot more burning starting to come into back into Morpheus. It's got a ran out. I think it ran out of its burning amount. But we could see the buy and burn start to tick away. It's got 18 grand in there at the moment, apparently. But we could see some nice little burnings going on there in the future. Keep track of that. What else are we going to talk about? We're going to scroll down. Obviously, we've had quite a few of the developers move over onto base chain as part of the omni-chain strategy. So that's been kind of cool. Like the Dude and James and Ali Kane and the others, Crypto Utah. But now we're waiting for, what are we waiting for? We're really waiting for this Genie to come out from Stevie D. Now, he's obviously delayed this just because the market's been so crap. So he's just obviously waiting for that. And then, of course, Taurus there is imminent. I think the launch is imminent, and that is from Cryptographics, which is a PulseChain Titanx crossover influencer, just like myself, like Brandon. There's a good half a dozen of us that freely cover both topics because we're in crypto. After all, we're in crypto. All right, so that is where we are at the moment. Titan Hangout there. It's coming out from Taurus Cryptographics, so it's getting very close indeed. It's going to be very close. The launch is very, very close. All I can say. So it's going to be pretty big. Next phase. Could this be the one? Could this be the one that we said there was 70 trillion in liquid supply? Could this be the first protocol that we've seen for a long time? We've only had a couple of them. Typically, they were Jake Sharp projects and DragonX. Could we see this taking 10, 15 trillion Titanx into the protocol? If there is going to be a project that's going to do it, it's probably going to be this one. And this, like I say, the second chance that we might get something good would possibly be Stevie D's. But really, this is the project that's probably going to be most important moving ahead. And maybe Jake Sharps, if his comes out and people are really impressed with it. It's going to be around the AI agent stuff like that. So there is a couple of little gems here that may get Titanx on the move. And so yeah, we'll keep a lookout. New innovative builds, new builders coming, massive user growth, new waves. So yeah, we'll keep a lookout for this. This has got pretty cool tokenomics. It's designed to really try and get the buy side, the sustainable protocol side of the DeFi, the ROI protocols. So yeah, it's really trying to get to that holy grail. So we're excited about that. That's why we're in crypto, to see some of these new tokenomics play out. Right, we're at the frontier of finance. Wall Street always thinks they're at the frontier, but actually, frontier finance is really sitting in DeFi. Right, DeFi is the place, and we have a lot of smart people doing cool things that would probably otherwise working on Wall Street, although they probably don't have the personalities for it because they like freedom. Right, Wall Street's you're stuck in the system. Right, stuck in the system. And if you've ever been stuck in those systems, you know that it's not that much fun, and they're pretty generally slow moving. And every so often, someone with brilliant idea comes out, you know, to collateralize all the housing loans and things like that. You've seen that before? the big rug. They call it the big rug. All right, so yeah, pretty cool. What else we got? Some other comments here. Brennan says, "Did you see the RSI meme on Pulse? Super. Someone been watching the show. Oh, is that right? No. I didn't. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. No, I haven't seen it. You have to give me the link. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. All right. Maybe we did. I don't know. Maybe I talked about something with RSI in it. I just can't remember what that was. You got me again, Brennan. Brennan's the second day in a row. Brennan's got me. And he's going for a hat trick, the third time lucky, right? So yeah, that's coming up. So we'll see how that's going in the future. So that's pretty much it for today. We've got Bretep out. Bretep is the PulseChain dev, right? I believe it's crucial for people to comprehend the distinction between hacking a key and hacking a computer. So he's always out talking about stuff. So he's cool. Cool guy. Yeah, Titan cryptographics, obviously on the move. So got quite a few. There's my feed here on X. PulseChain wallet, yeah, doing some cool stuff. We got Randy Alasky, or Annabelle Alasky, Randy's wife, having a nice little mucho grandes coffee. It makes me want a coffee now, to be honest. Yeah, we got Eric out there from Dragon X. Kind of cool. We got a lot of politics stuff in their feed. Kids playing guitars. It's cool. I actually really like it when I see kids playing guitars. It reminds me of the 80s back in the day, because that's what, we lived in the best decade, probably outside the 50s and 80s, probably the best decades to be a teenager and a kid, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so kind of cool. Cool things happening there. All right, that's my feed. We won't go, I guess, through the rest of it, but that is pretty much it. And my hair looks kind of disheveled. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show today. We're up to 58 minutes, so we're going to probably finish at an hour. It's a good time to finish. Now, we do have the Monster Thread week number 9 coming out tomorrow with all the hottest news over the last week. So check that out. MVS Crypto, editor-in-chief, is working hard on that. And yeah, that's expected to come out tomorrow. It's going to be really cool. So look forward to that Monster Thread in the week number 9. And of course, that's a great place to be. So if you're a team out there, you want to be seen, hit up myself or MVS Crypto. As you guys know, we're the only team doing professional promotions now on PulseChain. So get out there as well, as long as get out with our publications. We're also the team doing publications. We've got more publications coming. You guys are going to love them. They're going to be so good. And they're great for onboarding people onto PulseChain. So it's very important stuff that was missing in the community. So we're filling the gap there. Since we're here every day anyway, live streaming, we might as well have fun with it. All right, so what else there? Brennan says, I think it's in the top gainers. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I did talk about, I'm sure I talked about an RSI one. Let me pull it up and see. Let me pull it up and have a look. I'm pretty sure I did talk about something like that. I just can't remember now because I talked about so many tokens. Let's have a look here. RSI Miami, is that the one? Oh, PLS Miami. No, that's PLS. RSI oversold. Yeah, we've talked about that many times. It's been around for 4 months. Is that the one you're talking about? RSI oversold. Yeah, we have talked about that many times. Been up there quite a lot. You might have covered. Yeah. You're just trying to trick my show up, Brennan. You're trying to trick it up. You trickster. You trixies, Calfling. Oh, my precious. Oh, my precious Calfling. I'm mixing like two movies together now. That's getting really bad. That's getting really bad. All right, so I think that's kind of it. I'm just having a look around for any other stuff there. I want to do some honorable mention shout outs. Should I do some shout outs? I want to do some shout outs. I want to do shout outs to people that are doing really good work out there. Like, there's a lot of people doing good stuff, but particularly, I want to give a shout out to Crypto Paradise team and the Surf guys. I mean, this guy's professional team, about 130,000 followers, but they're professional, man. These guys are onto it, and that is great for PulseChain. That is great for PulseChain. Not only do they bring their big audience over, but they're also doing lots of collaborations. They're really open-minded. I really like that sort of stuff, and they're getting on with good shows and doing good products, doing good giveaways. They got a big cool DAO. They're doing really cool stuff like that. So big shout out to the Crypto Paradise guys. Thinking of Nick Hellman, Amaru, and the rest of the team, doing absolute great job. So that's a good big shout out to them. Who else I want to shout out? I want to shout out Crypto Bro out there from Radon and Greed. He's building out an incredible ecosystem there on Nexian. So big shout out to Psycho from Nexian, the founder, developer, along with I think it's Leaf. I think it is doing a great job. We're looking forward to some really awesome products from the Nexian team. And I know that Radon Greed will be right on top of that, offering high yields. So big shout out to the Crypto Bro and Psycho out there and the devs. Who else? Big shout out to Kairos and Emmett Farms. I mean, this guy is just continuing. Not only did he do a very clever farm with playing out E-Die all the time, he also has had multiple partnerships, one after another, really working that farm and offering people high yields, which is what people want. People want sustainable farms, and he's really, I think, done a great job with that. So yeah, Nexian bring the innovation. I mean, we've got the Glow coming up with 10x leverage and on not just tokens but farms, LPs, and also we've got staking. The first farm that I'm aware of with NFT staking. So all the NFTs will get a new life potentially, and you'll be able to earn yields on those. So it's pretty cool. I mean, you can do 404s, but this is really, really cool to see NFTs that go in there. So that's from Nexian, and of course with the farms from Emmett, so doing really cool. Who else is doing some really cool stuff at the moment? Yeah, we're looking forward. Some of the farms are going to be doing some cool stuff. So we're looking for good stuff coming from Vox. I think they're going to be doing some big stuff soon. So keep a look out for that. Who else has been doing? GooGod out there. Been doing amazing with his marketing. So big shout out to GooGod. Really is good role model there. I think he's taking a little breather right now, but generally speaking, really onto it. Who else? Anyone else got people in the chat there that I think that's been doing some cool stuff? Let me know. I'm just trying to work through that. Yeah, we had a couple of new shows, a couple of new people streaming, a couple of new streamers out there doing some stuff. So it's kind of cool. So a couple more collaboration streams with a whole ton of people from the community coming on. So that's really good to see. That's what we want to get livened up. Remember back when Hex was doing 10,000X, there were streams all over the place, right? You couldn't. It's almost like you turn the TV on at any time of the day, and or the internet on any time of the day, and there was a streamer on. So that's pretty cool. We're also seeing some of the streamers start to do slowly and surely start to do a bit more streaming. But we're still early days. And I know that because I've watched everything. So I've gone through everything. So yeah, it's not from just guessing, but a good feel, but actually because I've been watching. So it is. It's going to be fun to see. We're still ramping up there. We got some cool products coming. I'm looking forward to Tetra. So good on you, Stu. Looking forward to Signum. Looking forward to all the developers, and looking forward to X Games coming from Firewall. That's going to be amazing, and Randy Alaska will be involved in that, no doubt. So it's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to definitely PUSD ALGO, the big algorithmic stablecoin from Jacob. That is really his flagship product. I know he's been pushing Mafia and on-chain bet, and I'm sure they're going to be great. But really looking forward to PUSD ALGO because I think that's going to be mega. Stablecoins are the thing, man. It's one of the mega themes this bull market with the old Genius Act and all the rest of the stuff that's coming around Bitcoin and crypto. Stablecoins are going to be massive. We're going to get the US government's going to be using these things now on the back of that. So you can know it's going to be a mega theme for crypto. So something I thought I'd highlight today, and we'll probably get. Hopefully, I'll find a lot more technical details so we can pull that out too. It's going to be pretty fun. What else there? PO Scalgo, or we're ready, says Brennan. Yeah. It's going to be fun to see that. Like, we love in frontier tokenomics, and it worked so well on the testnet. Feeling good about how it's going to work in live with the old stability miners, which is kind of the heart and soul of it. So yeah, it's going to be fun, man. Let's see that do some magic. What else were we looking at recently? Yeah, Rackham Michelle's been out doing a lot of cool stuff out there. So big shout out to Rackham Michelle, doing a lot of publications, reaching the audience. So I really like that. So our whales are doing some work, our public whales. Our builders are building, and the project teams we've got some good marketers out there. We've got a lot of teams that need a lot of help, and so that's we're here to help with that. And there's a lot of things happening. I guess a lot of networking's going on, right? So a lot of networks going on. This is a positive trend. We've been involved helping with that in our part, but there's many others that are also playing a big role in that sort of networking effect happening behind the scenes with a lot of projects. So it's going to be a fun place to be, right? Fun place to be. And then of course we're waiting for Richard Hart. What has he got up his sleeve? What sort of big things has Richard Hart got up his sleeve? Already front run you, Brendan. Already front run you already in that. That's what I was just talking about. But he's talking about doing this marketing, right, with the electronic devices, and so that's going to be huge. And he's also, what else has he got up? He's talking about forking wallet. He's talking about obviously the biggest way to make big value on PulseChain is to have some sort of asset backing. He's got multiple sources. He's got potentially the Bitcoin, potentially he's got the AA ETH from the old X. He's got the Magic Upright ETH. He's got all the coins, all the OA sacrifice coins. There's lots of things that he could do to help, create money out of thin air, and that's exactly what the Federal Reserve does, right? Makes money out of thin air, or the old printing department. It could be pretty exciting. Time to release the bulls, yeah, and maybe it's the 7th of July, right? This is our Freedom Day. It's coming up, Freedom Day on PulseChain, and we're not expecting anything from the SEC. Like I say earlier, Trump administration's all pro crypto, and of course that was probably the weakest case they had. So really not expecting anything new there. We'd be very surprised indeed. Maybe under the old Biden thing for sure, they would be making up every single thing they could, but I'm not so sure with the new administration there. So that's some of the cool stuff. Anyway, so I think we're going to wrap up the show there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys again tomorrow for the next live stream. And hopefully it will be Tuesday for me, so it'll be another 2 days before we get Freedom Day, like the actual Freedom Day. But it is coming up on Monday the 7th. So exciting times. I'm not aware of anything at the moment on that. We'll definitely keep up with that. But Nuclear Herbs is kind of the lawyer in the community that's been keep tabs on that. He also has done some of that kind of work before. So if you want to find out more details on the 7th of July and the SEC versus Richard Hart and PulseChain, etc., Nuclear Herbs is kind of the person to go to. But we're going to talk about it. All right, time to release the bills. That's probably the best way to finish there, NJ. Yep, release the bills, bring it on the markets there. And maybe we might get PulseChain having a little rally into that, right? Because, PulseChain, I didn't know what happened with the beer overnight. So should we quickly look at that? Let me have a look at the old Pulse. See whether I can see any big sales on the old Pulse on Ethereum side. That whale bridged it over last night. I think it's only got one more lot really left to go if my reference point is correct. Let me say Pulse ETH, is it? Pulse ETH? Pulse Rat Pulse. I guess maybe it's Rat Pulse. Oh, got to get my keys right here. Bam. Let's see, Rat Pulse. Is it the one I want? Yes, I think it is. So let's have a quick look at that. Let me check it out first. Let me filter for it. It's had some big wicks in it, man. It had some big wicks. Just having a look here to see where there's any 200 million. It might be this wallet, right? So it might probably be this wallet. So really? I don't know. Let's have a look. There's definitely a big wallet that's been selling through Pulse all night. I've been buying, actually. I've been buying through Pulse. Who the fudge is buying that? There's a lot of a big whale's been buying Pulse. I'm not sure whose wallet that is, though. It's not. I was expecting selling, and I got buying instead. What the heck? I don't know whether they sold. Did they sell it down? Did they wick it? Oh, they did. They did. It was 132. All right. Well, now we got it. I got my mind over the chart now. Check out PX chart today. We checked out PX, but Brennan says PDI using the 50 EMA on 4 hours as support. There's this Brennan. Okay. Let me just go. Let's go back to this pulse chart, shall we? I was supposed to be finishing show, but we're going on. All right. So this is a big seller, right? This wallet here, 132. So they definitely bridged over that. They've been bridging over, pretty much every day and then selling down in the chart. So you can sort of see the selling going on here. 14 hours ago, sold $231,000 worth of Pulse, 10 billion, then another 10 billion, another 5 billion, number 10 billion. So there it was around 35 billion that they had bridged over last night, and they've sold that all down. So there we go. So what's that? 7, maybe 800 grand there. It was kind of worth 930 on paper, but I guess with slippage and stuff. So it sent the price of Pulse from whatever it was, 2215, 22. Actually, it didn't change it too much, did it? But here's the kicker, right? Yeah, that is the selling. So you can sort of see the seller of the wallet there. That's what it's been doing to the chart. Look at this volume. So we had hardly any volume on the chart, right? And then suddenly this whale's been coming in and he's been slamming it nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. And of course, there's different theories about who it is, right? Different theories about who it is. And so, yeah. So I'm not going to bring. I've got a whole ton of posts about different people's theories on who it is, but I'm not going to bring all that up now. But that is what's been doing the chart. Anyway, we've had big buying coming in, holding the chart up. So let's do that. Let's have a look at that. So that is what I didn't expect to see because I hadn't looked at the chart. I just looked at it now. So let's get rid of this account. So it's 132. And then we had this wallet coming in. I'm not sure. I haven't followed. Like I say, I'm just looking at this live, so I haven't really had a chance to look at anything else. But where this wallet, this one here, 92C, and it's been coming in buying all the time. So I'm not sure who this is. Let me know in the chat if you guys already know. Maybe you've been onto this. Maybe someone else has covered it. But look at all this buying coming in from this wallet. So I'm not sure who's operating that. But been buying into this the last 14 hours. So, all this money here coming in, flowing in here. Now, not the same amount, but pretty significant, right? Just constant buying in there. So that's been, big help, I guess, offsetting the money go out. And it's just been coming in the last couple of days. Isn't that interesting? Someone defending the chart there, picking up the opportunity. Pretty interesting. I don't know whether that's been bridging over. You could check Pulse Alerts for that, right? See if Pulse Alerts are saying if that's switching over. Should we have a look at Pulse Alerts? We're doing this live. We're doing it live, as I say. Pulse Alerts. Pulse Alerts. There we go. All right, so let's see whether they've got any insights into this. 14 hours ago. Not really. This is the one they had. This is the one that we were commenting on. 36 billion Pulse. That's the wallet. That's that 132 wallet. That's what we're bridged over. And that's what people were commenting about. And I go, at least the whale's selling on the ETH side, which seems to be pretty friendly, right? But it has slippage issues too, right? So yeah, we got different people in there all commenting about that. Now, Crypto and Coffee says he only has 70 billion PulseX left to PulseChain, worth about $1.1 million. So he hopes he sells that over the weekend. So yeah, other people, of course, some people saying it's Richard, some people saying it's another guy from an old protocol, another big whale. So you can decide on that. But that is that. Now, someone else, what did you say? Look at PHEX. Is that what you said? Look at PHEX chart. We'll have a look at Hex. So yeah, that's all the drama. So it's actually not been too bad. Not as bad as one might have thought. The chart happening on the chart. So it's kind of cool. Let's have a look at PHEX. And it's on the move. PX is on the move. So yeah, off the bottom there, 4,600 penny up at 5,600. Yeah, we might see that rally in into maybe Freedom Day on the Monday. Maybe that's the narrative. And of course, we've had all this bullish news about one big beautiful bill and all that. I put a big economic thing on that one. Should we add in the RSI? Let's do that. In the RSI on this one. RSI. Bam. RSI is super cheap, man. Look at this, 50 on the daily. And I'm surely on the weekly, it's got to be pretty low. Yeah, so on the weekly, RSI it's 42. And on the daily there, should we add in some moving averages? Heck, man, I was supposed to finish the show, but we're having fun, so we're going to keep going. We'll put in some moving averages. Let's put in a 50. Put in a 50. We'll make that a bit thicker. Actually, I just realised this. We'll make that 50, and then we'll make this one. Make that a 200. I already have this, but it's on a different browser. I see that. Oh, what happened? What did I do? What did I do, guys? What the fudge did I do? What happened there? What happened there? I did not know. It's just like a glitch in a matrix. Oh, it doesn't have a 200 day. 200. What am I on? Weekly. Oh, it doesn't have a 200 weekly. No wonder. Let's go to daily then. So daily, that's the daily one. So obviously we had a death cross back here in February. We haven't got any general reversal, but if we get a bit of motion here, we certainly got the RSI for it. Got the news coming up on the weekly there. We are well below the 50. That is sitting at 97/100th of a penny right now on PHEX. But looking at the ratio to pulse, not too bad. We had a bit of a pickup in the last 4 weeks on the ratio to pulse. So we bounced off 192. We're up at 225. And we have obviously rallied all the way up to 424. So we've got high lows. Looking a lot better, isn't it? The ratio to pulse there. So it's game on. So if you want more pulse, PulseX definitely one opportunity to do that. And probably that PulseX chart that we looked at as well. Another opportunity to get more pulse too. We've got Blair in the house there. Hi all. Good to see you, Blair. Hope you're doing well. Big shout out. It's like a merry-go-round, says Wookie. It does feel like that. It feels like that when I'm doing it, let alone you saying it. NJ says, a guy must be upset, didn't even want to give the PulseX holders the extra buy and burn. No. Well, another thing is, be careful, by the way, if you're bridging over to PulseChain, if you're on DuckDuckGo, there's a scam site there that's been set up for a bridge. So don't use that. Always try and, use your legit one. Typically, it's best to always have them saved, right? Once you know that's the right thing. So just be careful there, PulseChain.com, and use the right bridges. In our Discord, we've got all the links, so you can use those too. But yeah, be careful on DuckDuckGo. There's a scam site for the bridge. Don't use that. Apparently, somebody's already lost a lot of money on there, unfortunately. So just be careful out there. And then on the other thing I was going to say was, if on GoPulse, apparently some of the rates that people are getting are really bad, really bad. Some of the rates, so be careful on that too, particularly with large amounts. So yeah, Proteus is, really the gold standard is Proteus and PulseX itself, right? PulseX and Proteus are really the go-tos there. Now you can get some potentially, I guess, some better rates, on occasion through some other protocols, but and I'm thinking, but definitely Proteus and PulseX are the go-to. So those are the ones I would generally recommend. Woohoo! 2 more weeks. What, 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. So yeah, Monday we've got the awesome news happening, right? So we go to Bitcoin chart, eh? Let's go to Bitcoin chart, man. I'm going way over time, guys. You guys are bad. You guys are bad. Make me go along and along and along. But let's go to the Bitcoin chart here, and we are in boom time, right? Boom time. And look at this. I mean, we've got. I haven't given the new news out, right? So Monday also there are going to be. I think it's 9 letters going out for the free trade deals. 9 letters on Monday, so it's all coming. It's all coming. So we've been pretty good with the chart. Monday is going to be freedom for PulseChain potentially. 99% chance from my point of view. And we've also got potentially letters going out in 9 countries, I think it is, from Trump. And he gave that out yesterday. So that's big news. And so they're doing long-winded negotiations. They're doing that with a few countries, some of the top 10 sort of countries. They're actually just going to be simplifying things and giving letters out to all the other 180 countries or whatever it is, right? So it is pretty exciting. So that's the market's going to probably like that. They're all going to have different tariff rates depending on how they've been negotiating, who they are, and all sorts of stuff, what the trade imbalances are. Remember, the trade deficit is around about 1.2 trillion, and China's about 350 of that. They've already done a deal in principle with that. That looks like it's still proceeding pretty well. And then, of course, the old They've done a deal with the UK, and of course with Europe. The Europe trade deal deficit's around about, I think, about $250 million. So, and there's a lot, particularly on non-trade tariff barriers there. But pretty much everyone's going to get a letter, I think. So, yeah. Brennan says Super isn't finishing the stream until July the 7th. That is not true. That is not true. We're going to finish right now. Anyway, so that is pretty bullish. Yeah, stablecoin week coming up 2 weeks from now. SEC final PO ends, trade deal announcements. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, guys. The golden age of America is kicked off. $15 trillion of investments. You got to remember that with the one big bill, now that all the capital projects that were holding back because they're waiting for 100% expensing within the first year are now going to go ahead. This is a boom like we've never seen before. It is going to be pretty epic. And then by September, we may start getting those rate cuts, right? The markets are already pricing in rate cuts, despite what Jerome Powell, because the tariffs haven't had the impact that they thought they would. Because the tariffs are on a lot of big things, like aluminum and steel and things like that. So it just doesn't have the impact that they thought. And so, yeah, that narrative's flying away. And so his politicking for the Democrats is going to probably end pretty well there. So, man, it just doesn't get. And then we've got the crypto reports of September. We've got crypto in July. It's just endless little awesome stuff of crypto happening. Stable coins, obviously a big deal. And then the rest of it's going to have, money going into Bitcoin, all sorts of stuff. It just goes on and on and on. There's so much good stuff. It's just crazy. I really like this overtime stuff, Superman. Thank you, and greetings from the Netherlands. A big shout out, Richie. I hope you're doing well. And a big shout out to the Netherlands indeed. In fact, thinking of the Netherlands, well, Sun Minimal, right? Sun Minimal is, it's not too far away from you, is it? Sun Minimal. Now, they had updated their website, but I don't think that they've updated. I don't think that they've done all the stuff behind the scenes in the wallet. I don't know because I, can't join, but it's pretty exciting. The new website looks pretty good, and we're waiting, right? We're waiting for the customer buying, not just the buying boom, which has been coming through. Particularly, it didn't happen yesterday, but the days before that, during the weekdays, let's say, it's definitely a trend there. But yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I see they got a bit of a fun pack here. It's available 7th of July. Everything happening on the 7th of July. Isn't that crazy? Sun Minimal mix pack there. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. And man, customer buying, so they're going to get 20% discount. So yeah, let's see what happens in that space too. It's going to be pretty fun. All right, we're definitely finishing the show now. Definitely shouldn't finish the show. On that note, we'll play out good old Referral Pool, because you guys know we have big stuff happening. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And don't forget to follow on X, follow on YouTube. We're streaming on 4 channels. Well in excess of 40,500 subscribers. So big shout out and support. Appreciate that. One thing I will say is if you haven't joined our strategy club, links in the video description. Only $35 a month. Fantastic value there. You're going to get a bit of everything. We have monthly reports. We have all the intel flowing in there constantly. Particularly when there's a lot of news. And you get all the insights that no one else is going to give you. You're going to get them in the strategy club. If you don't believe me, go and watch the shows, and you'll see. There's a big difference there. All right, so yeah, join up today, and I look forward to seeing you in our Discord. That's all I can say about that. All right, we're going to play out Referral Pool. Of course, we're very close to the banana part of the curve, and look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow for another day in the office on crypto, leading into Freedom Day on the 7th. And let's see if whether the Richard Hart cause will start rallying a little bit. They're teasing us, and we've certainly seen some buying on the Ethereum side. Let's see what happens there. Could be good times, and of course that will spur on PDI to really overheat that RSI. Plenty of room on the weekly, and Wrap Bitcoin too, getting a lot of love. All right, I gotta go. Strategy Club link. There we are. There's Wiki's one right there, and of course there's also one in the video description as well. All right, peace, says Brennan. Peace. I'm gonna have to do it. I have to do this. Let me just one moment, call it. I got to do this on the way up. I'm way overdue here, but yeah, fireworks for everybody. Celebrate Monday the 7th of July. It's coming up. I think it's having trouble though. I think it might be hidden. Oh, there we go. Let's see how that goes. We'll try that one more time. Yeah, it should work now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. We got to finish the show now. Definitely finishing now. All right. We're going to go to Referral Pool. All right. Peace out. Enjoy yourselves. Bye for now.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing each cycle. It's not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021. Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats. Don't fuck this up. Don't lose control of your tokens. Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it. Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.